Hey, everybody. It is your girl, Angela Milton. I'm back. I'm all the way live. I'm almost a little sad because, y'all, we got one more night bringing you the year of the Black Entrepreneurs, 28 days highlighting Black entrepreneurship. But I'm going to put my sadness to the side a little bit because tonight we have somebody y'all need to meet, because this gentleman here, he is the real deal Holyfield. All right. He is Mr. Technology. But right now, let me welcome you all to 28 Days Highlighting Black Entrepreneurship here with the year of the Black Entrepreneur. I am extremely excited about everybody. Hey, Miss Lily. Hey, Rashonda. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, everybody. I am so glad to see y'all out here tonight. So let's go ahead. Now, y'all know we got 48 hours. 48 hours for that introductory rate. If you have not joined, $99 ends tomorrow night. We are so thankful to NCIDF Black Entrepreneurship Council for the awarding us the grant so that we were able to extend that $99 offer to you. So go ahead, visit us, www.ybehub.com. Join today, tonight. Now, enough about that. Let's get Mr. Technology in here with us tonight. Now, this is the man, y'all, who taught me everything I know about backstage. He taught me so well, now he can't even afford my services. Come on in here, Mr. Hicks.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I know. How you doing this evening, sir?
Doing great. Doing really good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I know you was on what was that? Route 1 coming in, sliding in hot.
Coming in hot. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we are so excited to have you here tonight. You are one of the first supporters and sponsors of YBE. And we couldn't be more happy, excited about having you here because you have a story that our community needs to hear back to how me and you met. So just to lead us off, I met Ricardo back in 2019? I think it was it 1919?
Yeah, 2019.
And yep, we were working together while I was over at Carolina Small Business. And I'm going to tell y'all, he was one of my favorite clients, customers, because what Mr. Hicks is doing, it was poster. So Ricardo, tell us a little bit about yourself and then how did we come to meet each other?
So Ricardo Hicks, I'm owner of Tech Factory. We do live event production, and now we've transitioned to doing virtual event production. So when I met Angela, I was looking to figure out a way to, grow my business. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do alone or not. I had a good, steady stable of clients, but I felt like capital would really push me over the edge. So I reached out. I forgot how I first heard about Angela, but when I reached out, she helped me put my paperwork together, make sure it was presented in the fashion that it needed to be presented in, and just really a source of encouragement. Anybody that knows Angela knows that she will encourage you. If it's something there, she's gonna pull it out of you and make sure you feel good about what you're doing, and I appreciate you for that. So ended up not actually getting a loan, which is a long story, but got approved, and then COVID hit, and then I had to shift and pivot, and the Lord blessed, and things have transformed significantly and swiftly in the last 9 to 10 months.
Yeah, and you all now, Ricardo being a little bit modest, I'm gonna tell you, he he said, I pulled it out. No, I didn't. I asked him for it. Before I can even get the question out, it was there. He was prepared. He had everything in order. He had all we had to do was just gather them together in one place. So, Ricardo, being a business owner, how important is it to other business owners to make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row and things like that?
No, it's a lot to do, and you have to stay on top of that stuff. I'm not the best at it, but when it comes to getting ready for those, the paperwork is the most difficult thing for me to do. So staying on top of that so you don't have to pay penalties and making sure your paperwork is right. So when you're applying for those loans, that your payables, receivables, your forecasts, all of that stuff is in place, is just very important, and knowing where to locate those documents. So I had a somewhat of an idea. And Lord bless, I had a portfolio of clients and a good track record. I knew my profitability well. Knowing your profitability is very, very important. I mean, so you can say, I have this coming in the future, but if you don't, you can talk about gross numbers all day long. But if you don't understand what the margins are, it's not going to be helpful for you to talk about the gross, especially if you're trying to get money, because the gross is beautiful. Like $1 million sounds great. But if you're only making 10% profit, you're not getting a loan. That's in the story. It's not happening. So you need to be able to articulate how you're going to make a profit. And fortunately, working in sales for other companies before I got into this role, I was blessed to actually understand the profit margin because I got paid off the profit. So I wanted to understand how that reflected on and how I got paid. So
yeah. And it was also, Ricardo said he ended up not getting the loan. Not that he was not approved, but when COVID hit, it was that pivot, that change, and then all of the things that came into place. He was ready, so he didn't have to go get ready. So he was able to be in the front of the line. So, Ricardo, I know your business, Tech Factory Productions, they fully rely on in-person events. So how were you able to pivot, and how has that worked out for you?
It was tough initially because most people in our industry really wanted to, we were optimistic. I was hoping. My biggest client was moving out, really starting in June, the beginning of June. And I was just hopeful, like, okay, we're going to clear this thing up. Everybody's going to stick to the rules. It's going to get cleared up, and I'll be out on the road, rolling with my biggest client and having a great second year. I'm sorry. And it just didn't happen. And, I just really just resorted to doing some things around the house that I hadn't had time to do, just paint. I couldn't control, so I started painting the interior of the house and found a little solace in that. And then, lo and behold, I got a text message. I haven't changed my phone number in 20 years. And thank God I hadn't changed it in the last 5 because I hadn't talked to this lady in 5 years. And she's texted me and said, Ricardo, you know anything about virtual? And me and my video engineer were just talking about it like a week prior. And we started, 2 weeks prior, and we started researching. Hadn't done a whole lot of it. But I said yes, and thought I would jump on a conference call and maybe do a favor or something, and turned into a 13 virtual event series, and just spawned and trickled from there from a text message. And that was the Lord. Nothing but God. Give all glory to God. Yes. And it just took off from there. And I submerged myself really in the craft. That's one thing, I preach this thing of it's all about the craft, the culture, and your colleague, or the craft, the client, and the colleague. And you treat all three of those proper, and you'll have success. It's not a short success plan. It's a long-term success plan, but it's sustainable, and you have to buy into it. But God was good. So that's how the pivot started.
And like you say, knowing your craft is key, is crucial, because who would have known COVID was going to hit? Yeah. Who would have known that so many businesses out here would have to pivot, would have to, how can I make it through this?
Sure.
And so, is there anything else that you could share with everybody listening on really making sure they can put themselves in a place where they can bounce back?
Yeah, I mean, it requires thought, good people around you. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm a video engineer. I was thinking about it, but I didn't really want to think about it that much because I knew the money wasn't going to be the same. That was my first thought. It's like I don't want to dive into this right now. Let me just wait because we're talking about 10 cents on the dollar is what my thought was, and
Mm-hmm.
lo and behold, was that not the case either. So that's another blessing. But really, just owning it from the craft standpoint, because really, I really honestly started another business. I mean, I tell people now that virtual events and live events, from a tech perspective, are like playing the trombone and playing the saxophone. I played saxophone back in the day. I mean, it's they're instruments. That's what they have in common. So
Mm-hmm.
they're more different than they are they're more differences than they are similarities is my point. So I had to really submerge myself in it. So that goes into work ethic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
have to really have a work ethic and respect the craft for what it is, and not look at it as like, okay, this is a moneymaker, let me just make a couple of quick dollars and say I do virtual events. No, I lost a lot of sleep, had a couple of one or two failures early on,
Mm-hmm.
but because I was losing sleep, I take a nap, go to bed 9 o'clock, wake up 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and say, oh man, this might have been why this didn't work. And next thing you know, I'm spending 2 or 3 hours and then trying to figure out why this didn't do this and that. And but it goes to work ethic. So I really had to put myself into this new craft, submerge myself into it, dedicate
Mm-hmm.
myself to the craft so that I can actually say that, I do this and I know that I do it well and have the confidence in it. But, it's not a point of arrogance. It's that, you really have to submerge yourself into it and really treat it with respect. Because if you don't, you will get found out
Mm-hmm.
quickly. And so that's my advice. Whatever you point your desire or your time and energy to put everything into it and take it seriously and not just for the money. My
Mm-hmm.
dad taught me something a long time ago. Whatever you do in life, he actually did what he did for a living, and he said he would do it for free, and that
Mm-hmm.
stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
own it. And he's willing to do. He was a brick mason contractor. He said, "I do it for free." And that stuck
Mm-hmm.
with me. I thought about it for a long time. What would I do for free? Well, what I'm doing now is not necessarily AV, but the grooming and the talent development that I've done over
Mm-hmm.
the last 10, 11 years before I started my business. I do for free. So that's really the fuel to the passion. I'm really good at technology, but really the truth of the matter is that development piece is really what drives what I do. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
passion that allows me to dedicate myself to the craft of audiovisual and technology.
Mm.
That was
There
around the way.
was
I'm not sure if I answered that question or not, but
there were so many. There's so many nuggets in just what you just shared. You said about people surrounding yourself with people. That's community. That's
yeah.
YBE. That's what we're. That's why YBE was created. Community. People, like-minded people that are able to come together and share these nuggets. And then you said the what motivates you. This is something that you feel like you would do for free. And what motivates you is pouring into somebody else, sharing the recipe. And that's key as well. And then also remembering that failure is part of the process. It is, but that don't mean that it is the end of the road for you. You just learn from it, you pick up and you keep going.
And when I say failure, I mean I had a colossal fail. A client
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted for years, 5, 6 years, well, longer than that, probably 7, 8 years. I said it. It was, I want this client. I want this client. I got the client. It fell right into my lap, and I still have that client today. It's a colossal fail, but I felt terrible for almost 2 days. But I went back and I re-engineered the whole process and built
Mm-hmm.
what I have today off of that failure. And when I tell you I know the craft, I'm learning every day. I'm learning from literally some of the best in the business on a daily basis. But I've really submerged myself in it because if I'm representing myself as a virtual event production company, a live event production company, you got to know what you're doing because it just can't be about the money. So
That's
so yeah,
right.
that fail was big, but it forced me into saying, okay, A goes to B, B goes to C, C goes to D. I need a bigger this, I need a bigger that. I need to spend some dollars here, there.
Mm-hmm.
And once I put the system together after that, it's been virtually bulletproof.
All
And
right.
but it's because I really had to own it through and through. The business was coming
Mm-hmm.
in so fast. I was trying to own it while it was happening, but I was just this is like May and June, but I'm light years from that point, from an equipment standpoint, understanding of it, communicating it, and being able to articulate this to my clients and educating my clients and my colleagues on
Mm-hmm.
what virtual event production is all about.
Mhm. I like what Miss Maxine said, fail forward and be resilient. And that's what it's all about, because we have to be able to bounce back because we never know what is going to happen, what can disrupt our businesses. I shared a story that we had 3 floods in my business in Jersey, 3 floods within 25 months, and none of them were caused by us. It was by our neighboring businesses, but we had to be able to bounce back because people needed that service that we were providing. So having that plan and knowing, how to use your resources. And so YBE. So now we reconnected. We talked about YBE. I shared with you about YBE, and you were just like, boom, 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 boom. What made you want to be hey, you were the initial sponsor of YBE.
Oh, it was easy. Just the vision of community and helping business owners, helping people that look like me to understand what it takes to get off the ground and get off the ground
Mm,
right. If I had this when I was thinking about doing it 2 years before I did it, I may have done it quicker.
mm,
Because so it's just a great resource, and I've been telling people about it whenever I have the opportunity, because it's not, if you're not careful, people will make being a business owner a paramount task that is, just not that is unreachable for
mm-hmm,
you, especially when you're the top salesperson, right? Um,
mm-hmm,
they will make it, oh, it's, you have to be this to be a business. And you may not be, I was told that by a business owner before that I worked for in Charlotte. I won't name the company, but he told me, you may not be an owner. And I was like, and I was thinking about for a minute, I may not be an owner. I was like, well, I can sell. I understand operations. I understand this. It's like, what is he saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, but now I get it. He didn't want me to
mm-hmm.
be an owner. He wanted me
That's
to
right.
work for him. He wanted me to work for him.
Mm-hmm,
I can
mm-hmm,
bring in $1 million a year. Why should you go start your own company? So yeah, that was smart on his part, but it wasn't the truth. So
mm-hmm,
but everybody, that there's some truth in that. But when we can recognize, and see, okay, this person has what it takes, we can groom that. And if they don't have what it takes, you can tell them what they're missing, and you can
mm-hmm,
give them the opportunity to nurture those things. And if they don't get it, then they don't get it, and maybe they do need to work for someone. But if you don't know what you need, you don't know, and nobody's really going to tell you out there. There's not a whole lot of
mm-hmm,
people that's going to tell you. So I've encouraged
mm-hmm,
people to start businesses in my sector that do what I do, because I'm like, man, you have it. You don't understand. You have the trifecta, whatever it is, you have it. Just run with it. Go.
mm-hmm,
So I think YB is just a special place that allows us to really see the whole picture. With people that have been in business for themselves for 20 years, been in the financial sector for 15 years, and seen different portfolios, and they can see, okay, you have what it takes. You're just missing this one ingredient, and let us nurture this for you. So the YBE is the place for that, where you can rub elbows with these people that may have just retired and have all of this wealth of knowledge. You want to take advantage of this, people that have just started. So the gap is is wide there, or I should say the coverage is wide there. So you want to jump in and take advantage of this community.
Okay. Y'all heard it first here tonight from Mr. Technology himself. A true attest to you can bounce back. You can pivot and be successful, because you think about it. On the outside looking in, you do live events. They told everybody to stay home. We all had to stay home. And you know, some people would have just been like, hey, that's it for me. But you were able to look at it and bounce back. And we are so happy to have you as part of the Year of the Black Entrepreneur. So at this time right now, I want you to just give the listening audience, as we prepare to wrap up, y'all, just a couple of words about getting or logging in before 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night. Go ahead, tell them what they need to do.
Oh no, you need to get in there. Take advantage of the deal tonight. You need to get into that YBE hub. Follow the links. You know, some of you out there watching that I told about this, jump into this community. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I won't say it's a once in a lifetime, but you want to jump in now. You don't want to be one of those Johnny come latelys. You want to be an early bird. So go ahead and get in here. Be an early bird while the community is intimate, because this community is going to get much larger. And you know, you may get a different thing now than you will get 6 months from now, because this thing is going to grow. So you want to get in early, get in now, and register. Get in with the YBE hub. This movement is going places.
That's right, y'all. You heard it, and we are excited, y'all. We got to wrap up now. I know I was reading over my text and I said, come join us for 15 minutes. Yeah, we go over a little bit, but it's okay. We got one more night, tomorrow night. You want to set your alarm. You want to be here, because it's going to be all the way live, just as it was tonight. So thank y'all, everybody, all of the YBE family that was out here tonight, all of our cousins who going to jump on in before 11:59 tomorrow night at our introductory rate of $99. Mr. Ricardo, Mr. Technology, we are so thankful for having you with us on tonight. Now you can go ahead and settle down and get ready to settle in for the evening. And hey, everybody, thank you, and thank you. And in the infamous words of our visionary, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Ray, back in the backstage, handling everything. All right, Ricardo, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.